Recently, I was out for a friend's birthday. Hard to pin down what friend though, because it seems like everyone and then some was born in the month of October. Makes sense. February is very cold. I thought I looked cute. I had on some black pleather pants, a cute white top, a going out top, flats that were, I'll say it, all so cute, and I was wearing a jean jacket. You know, I stole that jean jacket, and it was an accident. It was 4/20 in 2014, and I went shopping at Eternal 21. I try on this jean jacket, and I say, sick! It fits! I'm the Cinderella of Canadian tuxedos, baby, and I'm gonna buy it. Well, I was stoned, as one would be on 4/20 from improperly portioned edibles, and I was gonna buy other stuff too, so I forgot to take the jacket off. I bought the stuff I was gonna buy, and I walked out wearing the jacket. The name of the show is Wild Nights, okay? Not theft-free afternoons. Read a fucking book. So I'm wearing what I thought was a cute going out outfit. I could get free drinks in this outfit. I could get politely catcalled by a good-vibed security guard while walking to meet my friend. And that is what happened. And it was only polite catcalling because he was attractive. Fellas, if you're not attractive, it's impolite to catcall, and that's why women picked the bear. But if the option is the bear or the bear from the bear, we're picking the bear from the bear, and not you. And this is exactly why bad crimes are able to go on for so long. You're either following or you're not, people. When I got to my friend and all her friends, they were all dressed to the nines. I've never seen so many beautiful blazers. I had to lose the jean jacket. My trusted, stolen jean jacket. I felt like Andy throwing out Woody. I would have cried, but if I cried, the tears would have frozen to my face. It was a little chilly. And I was wishing I had a stolen blazer on to keep me warm. The birthday girl wants to go dancing. We walk over to a spot I must have walked by 100 times and just never known. It looked like a discotheque for vampires. And all the vampires outside were in high heels. And this vampire is in flats. Cute flats, but flats. And another gal in our gaggle was in sneakers, which were extremely nice sneakers. And frankly, the most practical footwear if you're planning on dancing at a vampire discotheque. But we weren't in dress code. And the way the doorman said it, he said it in a way that was alluding to grease this palm and the shoes go unnoticed. Well, keto Uncle Fester, we're not coughing up the coinage just to have our blood sucked by Manhattan's most mid-vampires. I can get that for free. We decide to go to Tao. Now it's nighttime, so you can't see me sweating my nuts off, but I was. I felt like that Jordan Peele gif where he's sweating buckets. Key and Peele, you know the one. And I'm sweating because now we're going to Tao, and I know I need to be in heels. And I need to be in a blazer. At this point, my jean jacket is rolled in a ball like an armadillo. So not only am I in flats at a time where I should be risen, I got a hedgehog on my side, and I'm wearing a backpack like it's the first day of rush for Sigma Delta Tau. Newsflash, I'm not getting a bid. But I am walking confidently in the direction of my dreams. Then, like right off the set of a comedy, a 6'4" man in combat boots, no shirt, suspenders, and leather bounds on his wrists with the swag of a prize poodle and a jawline crafted at a quarry comes barreling up to us. But he never stops walking. I want to put you ladies on my guest list. Follow me to the club. I'll get you right in. Don't go to Tao. You don't want to go to Tao. You want to come with me. If you're having trouble placing the accent, it's meatpacking district after 11. Very specific dialect. Then he says to me and my pal in the sneaks that we need to go to the back because of our footwear. Just excuse, sir? I know the only thing flatter than my shoes are your abs, but you gotta be gentler. I can't go into the club feeling like Ellie Mae Clampett because you're in new docks. And by the way, sneakers are practical to dance in. I go to the back and I try to recall a time where I was close to being as humbled as I just was. I remembered one, and now I'm doubly humbled. Guys, don't try to forage your brain for humbling moments, because then you're reminding yourself of those moments, and then you're overwhelmed with humbleness. Trust me. Live happy. He walks us to this invite-only dance club called Hearsay. Dua Lipa had her Met Gala after party there. Does that matter to you? Because that matters to me. And there were tons of doormen and a door lady, and he just kind of shuffled us inside, where we go downstairs into a VIP section with couches and Sky vodka and orange juice and cranberry juice, and just starts pouring drinks for us. No shade to anyone who drinks vodka and OJ at the club. We all fam. But gross, you know? Where are the bodies hidden? I know you have bodies hidden. One of my friend's friends is a girl's girl, so she traded me my underworld mimosa for her vodka cranberry. Fine, I'll drink that. And we're dancing, and it's completely black and red lighting in there, so we're moving and grooving, but people are pushing in and out of us, because we jump spots from our little VIP area Abs put us into the dance floor. And you can only get bumped into so many times before you feel like a B2K song. We scoot off by the bar. There's some elbow room. Now we're losing layers, baby. Blazers are coming off. We start vibing. We have room to dance. Then Abs, the club promoter, starts waving his arms like, I'll say it, a psycho, and tells us to come back over to the couches in the area that he had set up for us. Okay. I guess the free entry and the free vodka and the free orange juice ain't so free after all. We go back over to the couches, we sit down, we try to re-catch our vibe. He pours us more drinks, and all I can think is, please don't roofie me. I've got a whole ass day tomorrow, and that would just be so inconvenient. Then Ab says, okay, I'm gonna order you girls an Uber. You're gonna go uptown and go to my friend's club on 47th Street. He has a section waiting for you. Because none of us in the group were unhinged, we look at each other like, what? Going where, with who, and what Uber? 47th Street? Huh? There's a club there, my boy is waiting for you, and you have a section, okay? Same as here, okay? I'm gonna order you an Uber, okay? And when you're ready, you go, okay? No, dude, we aren't going anywhere in your random Uber. Are you absolutely bonkers? The truth is, I kind of did want to get in the Uber. I needed to get uptown, and that would shave so much time off my commute. I'm very in tune with my gut instincts, and my instincts were not saying anything bad was going to happen if we got into this Uber. No lasers of trouble. I do believe he genuinely was just trying to fill his friend's club up, and our time at this club was over. But we couldn't take it. No one was going to a second location on the dime of a shirtless Sky vodka pushing club promoter. But hey, thanks for overlooking my shoes, cowboy. See you in the VIP.
It's time for
Duh.
Rocket Run.
Duh.
Welcome to the Rocky Rundown, where you get to learn a little bit about my week. Party God Squad, hello! Did you have a good week? I sure hope so. I hope it was filled with full moon fun. Did you charge your crystals, write your full moon intentions? Maybe you were on the other side of the coin and you acted like a Karen in these streets and flipped out at an underpaid barista because you're mad about the tip button. Shut the fuck up. You sound like Scrooge McDuck, and you look like him too. I survived the full moon, but be cool, because we are still in her wake. And I went out with some friends the other night, had the time of my life. But I discovered something. It is not a compliment when someone says to you, I'm oddly turned on by fill in the blank. If you're turned on by something someone does, don't add oddly in front of it unless they're doing something odd. I've noticed the men in my life have a tendency to be oddly turned on by the things that I do. Hey boys, I'm not a fetish. If I do something sexy, it's not odd or out of the ordinary. Just be regular turned on by it. I once had my nails done with bright colors and a bunch of designs, and the guy I was talking to at the bar grabbed my hand and said, "I'm so oddly turned on by your nails, and I don't even like bright colors." I think that's where all this began. I have a great and wild story for you this week, submitted by Dusty from Indiana. Before we get into this story, it does have an awful lot to do with the drug DMT. Here at Wild Nights, we do not condone the use of such drugs. We simply retell the story. So buckle in, Party God Squad. Pretty recently, around the time of the Olympics this year, Dusty and his cousin decided to dose themselves up with DMT and head down the main strip of Broad Ripple, Indiana, and have a little drink while they're tripping balls on DMT. What's wonderful about Dusty is he's a professional. So he knew from the time he took the DMT on Monon Trail, they were cruising, and they'd be peaking by the time he hit Broad Ripple Avenue. And they took a lot. He describes it as the world getting dyed purple and spinning fractals waving around his vision like crashing waves. Damn, relax, Edgar Allan Poe, with the word-a-tree before I send a raven nevermore. They're waiting at a corner outside the trail when they start to hear screams fill the air. Spilling out of a bar called Kilroy's were tons of people wearing red, white, and blue. Had to be at least 30 people, and they're hitting the pavement hard. USA! 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 Let's not forget it's Olympic time, and this mob of patriots had just witnessed the US of A win the gold, baby. They're doing remixes of the national anthem, a song I've always said could use a remix. And they're blowing air horns, going ham. The light changes so Dusty and his cousin can cross the street finally. And this woman next to them starts chiming in on the shouting. Hey, when America wins the gold, we all win the gold. Chant your heart out, Liza. I don't know if her name was Liza, and Dusty doesn't know if her name was Liza. But with the gumption I'm picturing this woman having on the corner while she's drunk on an Olympic Saturday, we're calling her Liza. On their walk, they pass a place called Brothers Bar and Grill. Let's not forget they're on DMT, so what they're hearing coming out of Brothers Bar and Grill is a strange, dreamy cover of some radio hit. But that's not all. There's a fist fight that's breaking out in the game area. Dusty was locked into watching the fight. I don't know DMT. I haven't experienced it yet, but I can tell you once I was holding hands with someone while on shrooms, and I had a whole wedding ceremony for our intertwined digits. The drug lock-in is gnarly. Of course, Dusty can't look away. His cousin is trying to snap him out of staring, trying to get his attention, smacking his shoulder, saying his name over and over. Now something else takes his attention. 6 women are doing a synchronized dance, which to Dusty looked like rectangular ripples in an orange puddle. And as they swayed in tandem to the song, Dusty tried to make out what song they were dancing to, but he couldn't. The bass was too high, much like him, that he could only feel the beat. Hey, who knows if there was even a song, man? And then in this cacophony of DMT madness, Dusty turns his head again. He sees an ambulance at the fire station with its lights on, and all he can say is, ambulance. And that's okay, Dusty. You're off the emergency clock, baby. You don't have to say anything else. The sirens are going to do the talking for you. And at this point, I want to pause the story to commend Dusty for going out in public while doing DMT. That's next level vulnerable and wild. You're on DMT in the public streets. And of all the days while people are in the streets going absolutely buck because the Olympics is the most exciting thing that's happened to them all year and they aren't on DMT, you and your cousin are gods among men. Because so many people are packing the streets, it's hard for cars to get by. So one gray sedan drives towards them halfway on the curb and halfway driving on the street. Not something you want to be close to whether you're on DMT or not. The cousin starts to run. Dusty follows, and they run to the first place they can, a pizza place that's usually empty, but because of the nature of what's going down this Saturday is packed. They get taken to a room on the side that Dusty's never been to before. They get sat next to floor-to-ceiling windows, and it felt like every person that walked by them was staring directly at them as they slowly drifted by. They got sat between a young family that consisted of a mom, a dad, and a screaming baby. And then on the other side was a large party of 10 people. Chaos. And they were planted in the middle of it for an entire hour. And right as they were starting to feel adjusted to the noise and the in and out waitresses and the screaming baby, an old man walked in, and the large party of 10 jumped to their feet and screamed, "Happy retirement!" Dusty was going through it. Says it took everything inside of him not to burst into wild laughter at any moment. Of course, a pizza place like the one you and I are both picturing had wallpaper plastered all over it, and the wallpaper seemed to morph into eyes when Dusty would look directly into it. And just as he's making eye contact with said wallpaper, the old man whose retirement party it was yells at the waitress because she forgot his straw. Dusty says he was giving Three Stooges with the guttural noises he was making. Public service announcement: stop being rude to service workers. Has everyone seen Titanic? It's been almost 30 years since the movie came out, so I'll just say this. The ship sinks. But I want everyone to picture Cal, Rose's fiance. If you're out with someone who's rude to a service worker, just know they are also the kind of person who would lie about having a child just to get a seat on the lifeboat. Don't be a Cal, and don't let Cals exist in your presence when you go out to eat. If you're with them, fix them, and the world will be a brighter place. Our friend Dusty was having a freak out because his hands were on backwards, naturally. And he realized that just as his food was being served. They start wolfing down that food with absolutely no regard for the skin on the roofs of their mouth. They're getting seared, sliced, and diced with burn cuts that are gonna last for days. You know the type. And for all that palate damage, they couldn't even taste the food. But as you know, and if you don't know, now you're about to know, when you're tripping, you ain't tripping to eat. You're tripping to feel. It's about textures, baby. Come on now. The food got them settled so they could head back to the trail. And when they got outside, the streets were still filled with people and motorists. And the cars were bumper to bumper without touching bumpers. And Dusty and Cuzzo, they made it back to the scrub of the trail just as they heard one last shriek echo out of the strip. Now here's where the laughing took place. They went ham. Couldn't control it. But they had just witnessed and survived a freak show. And other than what used to be the roofs of their mouth, they came out unscathed. Thank you so much for sharing that story with the Party God Squad, Dusty. And if you have your own wild night story, please email me at wildnightswithrocky@gmail.com. In the meantime, please like, share, and subscribe to the podcast. You can follow me at Wild Nights with Rocky on TikTok and Instagram, at Wild Nights Pod on Twitter. If you want to watch the show with your eyes, please subscribe on YouTube. You can also support the show for $2 or $5 a month by joining my Patreon. A big thank you and a future thank you to everyone who's written and everyone who will write a review when this episode is over. It really does make a difference. And until next time, stay wild.
Is it?